The success of many, you have to come together as a team, and that's just what this Otter Valley squad's done. Last year's defending state champions, number 2 seed in the semifinals on Munger Vision from Otter Valley Union High School, and they're about to get introduced. On the field, they take on the Lamoille Lancers, who upset Middlebury 1-0 in 8 innings. So obviously right there will tell you that Lamoille must come with a good pitcher and good defense, as we'll get the introductions now. Jalen Costa coming out now. I know you can't hear the PA announcer, so I'll... Christy Pinkham coming out, number 5 next, and they are fired up. And Miranda Bassett making her way out. Jenna Munger coming out, number 7 in blue. And the second baseman, Ashley Delphia. And the senior, the pitcher, the starting pitcher, Kaylee Pinson. Michaela Harrington, number 10, runs like a deer out there in the outfield. Kelsey Poljasic, just a sophomore out there, Bassett's a freshman. The shortstop, Erin Trombley, and yeah, she'll remember to shake the hands. I'll catch up to it now as I lost track of the PA. I couldn't hear the guy, so it's Marissa Davignon coming out next. Mallory Ketchum's 22. 23 is one of the captains, Michelle Lefebvre. Chelsea Robbins, 24. Amanda Sanderson, 26. Chelsea Bruce, 28. And Kristen Jerome is number 29. Patty Cannon, the head coach. The JV coach is Ray Conner, and the assistant is Megan Brown. And as you can see, the final people being introduced. Expected to be a low scoring, very defensive game, and little things will win the game. People can execute the bunt, take sacrifices, make the plays in the field, and it should be a dynamite game. I'll have the opening pitch on Munger Vision. Don't forget, you can also go to PEGTV.com, click video on demand, also watch it on channel 15, but settle down. Semifinal action in Division II softball, only on Munger Vision, and it should be a dandy of a game today. Lamoille taking on the Otters. On the horn real quick here in the warm-ups. Well, I'll start with the second baseman out of numbers here, but number 8 is Ashley Delphia. She's the second baseman, new to that position this year, but doing a good job. First base right there is senior Michelle Lefebvre, and again, just an outstanding first baseman. I'll go to the shortstop right there, number 15, Erin Trombley. He's done a solid job all season long. One of the most intense competitors right there, number 5, that I've ever seen, Christy Pinkham, and she's going to have a lot to do today with the outcome as far as anchoring that hot corner. That is Kaylee Pinson right there. In the circle behind the plate, that's left-handed catcher Amanda Sanderson. Right in front of me, probably the fastest player I've seen this year, period, anywhere, is Michaela Harrington. There's Kelsey Poljasic over in right field, and the freshman getting the start in the varsity squad is Miranda Bassett. And this is the starting pitcher at the plate to lead things off for Lamoille, Kylie Pratt up. Had a very brief opportunity to talk to Pinson. That's going to be a base hit as they'll get it through the hole at shortstop, and Harrington will throw over, and that's going to get through, and that's going to be a dead ball out of play. And trying to throw the runner out from center field, and it results in an error and lets the runner go on to second base. Well, Pratt didn't wait, as she was able to get things started right away on the first pitch. And I started to say, just talk to Pinson very briefly before the start of the ball game. She's a fastball changeup pitcher. She'll hit her spots. She will take a little change of speed here and there, but other than that, it's don't hurt yourself with walks, and that's a bunt attempt, and that will be foul. Again, Middlebury was the 3rd seed. They lost to Lamoille in 8 innings, 1-0. I have been told by good authority that Pratt, the pitcher for Lamoille, is the real deal, and obviously, 1-0 game, she had to do her job, so didn't the defense. We're looking for a little small ball here. I foresee a very low-scoring game, and the Otters, last year's defending Division II champions, looking for a chance to repeat that, an opportunity to defend that title. It's a different group. I know there's different players here. Some of them were on the championship team last year, and that's going to be Pinson, and that's just tough. She'll flip it over, and the runner will go to third base. I'll tell you, it's just one of those balls that was hit at the right speed in the right spot that you just couldn't do anything about it. So Lamoille making that 2.5-hour ride down from Highgate, Vermont. trying to get off to a fast start here. Now Kaylee's still up. First and third, nobody down. We'll see how adventurous they are on the bases. See if they send that runner from first to second. Oh, you know what? All that for nothing. It was a foul ball. You know what? I got to recheck myself. Everybody's wearing blue today, and that's throwing me off. Second and third with nobody out, as I correct myself. And that's a little nubber, and again, will that go foul? No, she's got to make the play. There's the out. The run comes home, and 1-0. Tell you what, Lamoille couldn't have asked for a better start to the ball game. As Pratt will score, going to third base is Peavy. They get still out at first. And nobody's hit the ball other than the leadoff single has hit the ball hard at all. Now Jillian Emery, the catcher, up. And it is a matter of the ball just going in the right places at the right speed, the right time. And that's going to be another ball. You see her check the runner back. Here's the throw home, and they'll get the double play. See if that's a momentum builder for the Honor Valley squad. As again, even though it's the top of the first, all the momentum seemed to be with Lamoille. They'll have the 1-0 lead. We'll come up in the bottom of the first on Munger Vision semifinal softball action. PEGTV Channel 15 Sports. And for the 9-9 number 6 seeded Lamoille squad, you're looking in at Kylie Pratt and watching her warm up. She throws a very heavy ball. She can get it up there with some pop, and Pinkham will lead things off. So Christy Pinkham looking to be the catalyst. She's been all season long. Will try the bunt, and it'll be this time directionally pushed down the first baseline. Foul, strike one. The battery, Jillian Emery is the catcher. Kylie Pratt is the pitcher. And we'll go back around that defensive horn in just a second. As the second pitch on the way. Looked like a changeup, and it'll miss high. 1-1 to count. Coolbeth is at first base. Second baseman Brandy Wheeler. Tristan Goodwin Hicks is the shortstop. Taylor Peavy is at third. That's popped up and out of play. So 2 strikes on Pinkham, and she was fortunate there that the ball went up and out of play on that fun attempt. Danica Berry is the left fielder. Maisha Dampierre is in center field, and Kaylee Still is the right fielder. And that is the Lamoille squad. And Pinkham be followed by Harrington, and that'll be nubbed foul down the first baseline. If you missed the top half of the first, you missed a lot, actually. It was a high energy output here by Lamoille. They came out and got a single through the hole at shortstop by their pitcher Pratt, who was the leadoff batter. Then they were able to get some pitches just in the right place at the right spot, and hits, at the right spot, and there's a strikeout. Pinkham will go after that rise ball and go down on strikes. Now Harrington up, and then Bassett on deck. Honor Valley coming in with the number 2 seed. They've had a lot of good competition on them. They played Division I Rutland a couple times, and you start looking at their schedule, and you gotta like the way they, besides playing the opponents they have to in Division II, they do a nice job of getting tough competition in their non-conference games. Pitch called a strike, and that will be low from Pratt. Craig Pettis calling balls and strikes. Milt Sanderson out in the field along with Carlton Laird. A lot of experience out there with those 3 gentlemen, the umpires. And right back to Pratt. She'll throw to first, and I like the idea of the small ball, but Harrington, as fast as she is, will be thrown out at first base. So 2 down very quickly here for Honor Valley. Miranda Bassett up. Bassett, a freshman, making the varsity squad. Quite a tip of the hat to her. That's quite an accomplishment. And she's been swinging the hot bat late in the season, playing very good defense out in left field. And Pratt looking for a 1-2-3 inning. Going to have it. Otters go down 1-2-3. They'll trail 1-0 going into the second to Lamoille. And the number 5 batter in the order will lead off things in the second inning here for Lamoille. Elise Coolbeth, then Tristan Goodwin Hicks and Maisha Dampierre do up as there is some stop in the action. I believe there's people actually in the field to play down the sideline. And there is a crowd spilling out all over the field here. Big crowd on hand for this semifinal game. Pinson set, and her first pitch is going to be popped up a mile, and it's going to be out of play, as you see over the back of the dugout. Pinson threw the ball very well in that first inning. Like I said, it was just some, and no offense to Lamoille, just some lucky breaks and little numbers off the bat that just trickled to the right spot on the infield. There was actually one legitimate hit in that inning, but they're able to manufacture the run. A double play by Otter Valley, getting another runner out at home plate. Keeps the score at 1-0. But you can tell it's going to be a tough battle today, just by watching Pratt, the pitcher for Lamoille, fire away in there. You know, it's another thing too to know reputations are worth a lot of intimidation. And then Pratt has come build as somebody who throws a heavy ball, a fastball, can change up on you, and she had a very good first inning play. So Coolbeth will foul that pitch off, and Pinson wants to get to work quickly. That's going to be, I believe, out of play. Yes, you can see Pinkham will lay off it. Of course, Pinkham is all-state in 3 sports, and that's quite an accomplishment. As a junior, she'll be back next year, and she'll start her fall sports off, of course, in field hockey. And during the winter, she'll go inside and play on the hardwood. And that could be playable. And Delphia will call for it, and Delphia will not make the grab, and was it in foul territory? I would say not, by the way, the base runner's staying out there. So, again, it is windy, but to be very honest with you, the Otter is looking a little timid today in the start of this ball game. So Lamoille will have the leadoff runner at first again, and Tristan Goodwin Hicks up for the first time. And I don't expect to see any change in philosophy here as far as just high octane. Let's see him small ball and bunt and run here, and I'll move the camera in just a second. There's a bunt attempt, and that will kick foul. So they'll get a break there, the Otters will. So that will go foul for a strike, and this will be a good opportunity to slide the camera over. Again, you could see the philosophy was just good old-fashioned softball. And there's the bunt, and they will throw to first, and that will be thrown away, and that's the second time that's happened. And they're going to hold the runner at third. So second and third on the Otters. Well, I have it as their second error of the ball game, but I'm unofficial. I'm just adjusting my tripod here. There we go. And they're going to talk about it in a circle. So again, that's a play that the Otters have made all year defensively. They've had a little problem here in this ball game making it happen. So Lamoille right back in a golden spot, first or at second and third base in the top of the second with nobody out, and Dampierre up to center fielder. And when the Otters, they don't have a lot of losses to talk about this year, but the losses they do have, it has been not their, I don't want to say the other team didn't have a lot to do with it, but it's been a game where the Otters have made, you know, several errors, and just whether it's a physical error or a mental error. And they're playing tight here in this first portion of the ball game. We're in the second, rally down by 1, runners at second and third, nobody down, and Dampierre will take a pitch a little bit outside for a ball. And Lamoille just coming in with that, just watching them warm up, and now in the second inning here after watching the first inning, whoa, that went over in the stands and clocked somebody. That's dangerous, that's awful, yeah. That gentleman was peppered with the foul ball, and he is in a lot of pain. I've never seen that at a softball game, but they usually have EMTs or firemen here, and they're going to need somebody pretty quick, as they look to get him in the head area. That's just awful. Well, we'll hope for the best. Set to resume play. I've never seen anything like that at a high school softball game. I've seen people, that was just vicious to hit. I mean, there's just no chance to react at all. Ray Counter taking control of the situation for the fielding area here, and we'll get back to the ball game now, but I'll keep my thoughts on that also. It was a very unfortunate incident. So we're in the second, 1-0 Lamoille. They have a threat going here with nobody down in the top of the second. Runners at second and third. Pinson has pitched well. It's been good execution on some small balls, running, some Otter Valley errors. That's going to be down to first. They'll get the out, they'll throw home, and they'll be late. They didn't throw home, actually. They held up the ball, but Lamoille able to get the second run of the ball game in. As Coolbeth will come in to score, and I'm looking, yes, as Goodwin Hicks will go to third. And they'll record the out. And Brandy Wheeler up, first time for Wheeler. As Dan Pierre will get an RBI on that ground out. Shows bunt, brings the bat back, and pitch called a ball. Pinkham way in tight at the corner. And that Otter Valley outfield very shallow right now. So 2-0 Lamoille. And that pitch called a strike. And Sanderson looking down as Trombley, the shortstop, looped in behind. The base runner at third was in position to take a throw. And we've seen Sanderson and catcher all year. She'll throw it all around. That's a good rip at the ball, and they'll go back for a foul ball. So right now there's just kind of a little hush across the stands. And that's going to be out of play. So Pinson trying to keep things anchored here for Otter Valley. She was able to get out with just the 1 run scored in the first inning. And that's going to be down the first baseline and foul. So 2 strikes on her at the plate. Wheeler doing a good job of following that pitch off, staying alive. You see before Pinson even gets into the circle and onto the rubber, they're showing bunt. They'll bring the bat back, and that's a slap play, and that's going to be out of Lefebvre's reach, foul ball, and Carlton Laird will pick it up, scoop it over to Michelle Lefebvre. Of course, Lefebvre is a 4-year starter in varsity in basketball and in softball, and there's a strikeout. Came at a great time for Pinson and Otter Valley. That will be the second out of the inning. That's also the first strikeout for Pinson. Now the DP, Emily Kilburn, up, and she represents the number 9 spot in the order. Pratt will be on deck as they're down to the top of the order again already. And again, just a good fastball right there as it rose up out of the strike zone. And Pinson been trying to do a little magic here. Keep it just to 1 run this inning. And that'll be foul down the first baseline. And I'll tell you what, they better be awake over there on that first baseline. You know, that last injury that occurred over there to the fans, there was just absolutely nothing. That ball was just hit on a laser beam. Nothing anybody could have done about that. And Pinson firing away and just high. Caught the plate, but a tad bit high. It was above the belt. So a run in the first, a run in the second has put Lamoille up at 2-0. They have a runner at third with 2 down, and that's going to be down to Delphia. Nope, Lefebvre will pick it up, step on the bag, and the Otters again able to limit the damage to 1 run. They'll come up in the bottom of the second, down 2-0 to Lamoille. So Pratt, who faced just 3 Otters in that first inning, going to look at the senior, Michelle Lefebvre. Been one of the most consistent hitters all season long for Patty Camden. Trombley on deck, and then Sanderson to follow. There's Otter Valley. And like I said, I mean, they just seemed, it's easy to be the underdog like Lamoille is and be fired up coming off an upset of a number 3 seed. And they came out with a lot of high energy, Lamoille did in that pitch. Just did miss off the corner. A heck of an eye there by Lefebvre. Scheduled by 7. It's a bit breezy. I don't think we'll have rain. Hopefully not during game time. Pitch called a strike. But Pratt will wait for the target, and she'll wind it up and get a little something off the pitch, and it did wander outside on her. And Coolbeth is at first defensively, Wheeler at second. Goodwin Hick is at short, PB at third, and the pitch in will be a walk as Lefebvre, with that experience and that good eye, able to work the count and get a walk, and should become the first Otter Valley base runner. Now Trombley up. Well, when Lamoille was able to get the base runners on, they wanted to go small ball and be aggressive on the bases running, and we'll see what Otter Valley wants to do right now. There's the square, the pitch called a strike, and Lefebvre will be back safe at first base. You can see some of the crowd there in the camera shot in the background. There is a good amount of people here to take in this semifinal game. Pratt, the pitch high, and they'll throw back down to first, and Lefebvre will be safe. The ball didn't get far enough away for her to get up and scramble to second. That's a smart decision by Lefebvre. And Pratt. See how, and people pitch different with runners on base too. We'll see how Pratt reacts to having a runner on. Again, Trombley with a good eye, as that pitch was above the belt again, and she pulled the bat back in time, so it will be called a ball. And that outfield is shaded toward the first baseline, and I can see by the velocity on the pitches from Pratt for Lamoille that they're not expecting people to be able to pull her. There's a huge gap in left center field. Beautiful bunt. That's going to get the runner over to second base, and Lefebvre will take a little bit of a turn, but then settle in at second. So runner at second with one down. A nice sacrifice by Trombley as she very patiently got in there. Now Sanderson, the catcher, up. Sanderson's been tough at the plate. She's a lefty. And Dan Pierre is going to put the left-handed shift on now. She will go over to left field. A lot of heat on that pitch right there, and Sanderson just couldn't catch up to it, as that will be a swing and a strike. 0-1 to count. In the bottom of the second, Otter Valley looking to get some offense going here. And it's been an area that, oh, that could be a good spot. The throw to first, and that's going to go into the stands. You see the dead ball being called by Carlton Laird. He'll award second base to Sanderson. And again, that pretty much was a reflection of what happened to the Otter Valley squad on defense. As Sanderson for the Otters able to hit the ball and just had the right. As a run will come in, Lefebvre will score. Sanderson will go to second. And Chelsea Bruce up now, the DP. They had some fans who were leaning against the outfield fence, and Coach Cannon made no wait about it. She wants them to get their feet off the fence. I tell you what, she scared the heck out of me. I had to look down and check my feet. But I like that. Take charge and be authoritative. I like that. Not enough of that in our culture, actually. So a 2-1 game now, and like I said, the DP Bruce up. Pitch called a strike, was right down the pipe, and it had some garlic on it. It had a lot of pop on it. And Davigon's got into run at second base for the catcher Sanders. There's a little more speed out there on the bag base right now on second base. Plus the catcher, you know, she'll go in there, get her gear on, get set for the change of innings. Tying run sitting down at second with the one out, and Delphia on deck. And boy, that's just some nasty stuff right there. That rise ball on the hands will be a strikeout. That'll be the second strikeout of the ball game for Pratt, and second out of the inning, and that'll bring up Delphia, the second baseman, now for the first time today. And, you know, I might want to change my statement about the rain, as there's a very dark cloud coming in over the top of the field now. The intensity level starting to pick up for Otter Valley. Lamoille came off the bus already with their game face on. Got off to the quick start, and that's going to be fouled into the Otter Valley, well, toward the dugout area in front of that mesh fence, chain link fence right in front of it. So Kylie Pratt has given up a run here. And Delphia shows bunt, might go slap, brings the bat back. Did she hold up? I believe she did. Will they appeal it? Nobody's asked for it, and it'll go as a 1-1 count. I said a lot of experience out there in the umpiring today. That's what you want in a semifinal game. I've done a lot of games over the years with Craig Pettis as the umpire, calling balls and strikes. Always does a very good job. Just couldn't catch up to that pitch. And I'll make it a 2-strike count now. A very windy day, and I think a couple of those pop-ups in that first inning that were handled cleanly, the wind probably had a little bit to do with that. But 2-1, and just got the setting of what's going to become, I believe, a classic playoff game already. That's going to be fouled off. Nice job with 2 strikes by Delphia. Poljasic on deck if Delphia can extend the inning. Long look in this time. Going through a lot of signs. The location given now, and the pitch coming just off the corner. Good eye by Delphia. And at third base, I should mention Peavy, about 8 feet from home base right now. She is in tight. And a good eye again by Delphi, and she will draw the second walk of the inning. So patience at the plate. We'll have runners now at first and second with the 2 down for Puljasic. And Puljasic going to have a little conference with their head coach, Patty Camden. Puljasic with a lot of speed. She's only a sophomore on the varsity squad. And again, if you look, there's only 4 seniors on this entire roster for Otter Valley, and they've got a good JV pitcher-catcher combination coming up. They're going to be strong again next year. And right now, what I'm seeing happen in this inning, the first inning, Otter Valley went down 1, 2, 3 in order, and it just seemed like they're just going after the very first pitch they saw. They're making Pratt throw the ball a lot more, throw strikes, and they've gotten a run out of it. They got 2 runners on base still, and they're making Pratt go a little bit deeper into the count here. Good patience, good adjustment by the Otters. Oh, that's just nasty. That had a lot of juice on it, and that's going to slip by Puljasic, and she will step out. And again, I like this angle because I can look right into the catcher, and you see the sign, you see the location, and you see the results. She'll get the strikeout, but the Otters will cut the lead in half. 2-1, Lamoille would lead semifinal action on Munger Vision as we go to the top of the third. Our forecast predictions for thunder showers, and I'll tell you, the weather's turned on a dime here, as is the case in Vermont. Pratt at the plate, she had a single to start the ball game off right through the hole at short. She's going to foul that one off down the first baseline for strike 1. But yeah, the wind has kicked up, the temperatures dropped drastically, and the sky is very, very dark right now. Hopefully we'll be able to slide this in before Mother Nature lets loose on us. That's going to be stopped by Trombley, and she is going to make the throw, and even with the stretch by Lefebvre, the runner will be safe. So that's the second base hit of the ball game for Pratt. And it's a good effort by Trombley, a very good effort by Trombley. Peavy up now. She had a single, little blurb of a single in that first inning. A run in each of the first 2 innings for Lamoille. A run in the second for Otter Valley, and that's where we stand, 2-1 in the third. And that pitch got up and away from Pinson. It never ceases to amaze me at the support when I go to an Otter Valley sporting event. That's going to be back to Pinson. She's going to forego the throw to second, and she'll get the short out at first. Nice play by Pinson, stayed calm, and I've really never seen Pinson in the games that I've covered this year get shaken. That's a good quality to have as a pitcher. So 1 down, runner at second, and Kaylee's still up. She grounded out to Pinson also back in the first inning. She's getting a second look now through the order, Pinson is. And that's going to be through the hole at first, and Puljasic will get the 9-3 out, and they'll turn around, throw home, and the run will score. That's just good coaching over there at third base to keep the runner Pratt moving around the bases. So they'll get the 9-3 put out at first. Pratt will score the third run of the ball game, and Jillian Emery up now. She hit into a double play. Her only time up. And boy, I tell you, base running is a huge percentage of softball offense, and it goes right in theme with the small ball and the aggressive running on the bases, and then the running, when you get on the base, the running that comes in like we just saw. So Emery with the bases clean and 2 down, but Lamoille picking up a big run, making it 3-1 now. And other than the 2 singles by Pratt, especially the first hit, there's been nothing pounded off from Pinson. It's just been a lot of manufacturing, a lot of good breaks, and it's off the fist. What I'm trying to say is Pinson has not been rocked, has not been hit hard, even though she's given up 3 runs in 3 innings. She told me they don't get too fancy. Fastball, changeup, move spots around, let her fielders do their job. In the playoff game, the quarterfinal game that I did here, Otter Valley versus Springfield, or actually Springfield versus Otter Valley, Pinson ended up with 9 strikeouts in that ball game. Had a very solid performance. Like I said, she hasn't really... One thing that jumps right out at me when I watch her all season is no matter how the game is going or what the situation is at the moment, she always seems very controlled, very composed, very down to earth about things. Cool Beth on deck as, again, we're scheduled for 7. The pitch on the way, and it'll be low and good look by Emery as she watch that pitch all the way into the glove of Sanderson. The outfield pretty much straight away right now. And Kaylee Pinson. There's that little nubber, and see, that time it went foul. There were a bunch of those in the first 2 innings that did not go foul, and by the time the fielders got there, it's just tough breaks. You know, it's one of those, the ball hitting the right spot, the right speed things. And I'm not making excuses for the Otters. Pinkham, the first. That's the inning. We'll have a 3-1 score. Lamoille with the lead as we go into the bottom of the 3rd on Munger Vision. For the Otters, we'll have Christy Pinkham, Michaela Harrington, and Miranda Bassett, the 3 due up against Pratt, the pitcher, whose team's been able to get her a run, 1 run per inning. She's up 3-1. Pinkham had a good rip at that, and that'll be fouled straight back. 3 strikeouts in the ballgame so far for Pratt, and she's looked very impressive out there. She's issued a couple walks, and I'm really able to generate a run. And boy, you see that pitch, how I call it heavy. It looks heavy, but it's got some power behind it when it gets in there like that. And that, you know, you only have 4/10 of a second to make your mind up in high school softball. You know, by the time like that pitch right there, had a lot of speed on it. By the time it got to home base, you'd say, well, that's out of the strike zone. Why is she swinging at that? Well, you got to make your mind up just about the time the ball leaves the hand. And Pinkham will go down on strikes for the 2nd time today. And she was just overpowered on the plate. Now, Harrington up. She tried to get on via the bunt her first time up. And they were able to get the 1-3 ground out on the bunt attempt. Shows bunt, pulls the bat back, pitch high for a ball. Now, when Pratt has missed, that pitch is a good example of how she has missed, like that right there. Over the plate, but around the letters. Harrington's just had an excellent season. I've seen her make some amazing plays defensively. That's a foul ball. And again, Springfield in the playoff game here, there was a ball hit in the gap for a base hit. Harrington literally drew her glove off and sprinted full speed to the ball and held the runner to just a double. And I mean, she made up tremendous speed. And again, that rise ball is just nasty. As it, again, just overpowering the hitters right now. Harrington, one of the seniors on this squad. Only 4 seniors on the whole Otter Valley team. And that's going to be, could be a base hit. I'm waiting to see if they get the 9-3 put out. No, Harrington's going to go to second base, and I'm not sure why she pulled up. Is it because it was touched by a fan? But she will have a base hit, be at second base with only the 1 out and Bassett up. She grounded out to the pitcher her first time up. And like I had mentioned too, Bassett, a freshman playing on the varsity softball team, and you know, I got to watch her during basketball season. She's the point guard on the JV team. Very athletic, very smart young lady. Boy, and right off the fist. Pratt impressing me just the fact she's hitting her spots very well here. Like I said, they upset Middlebury. Lamoille did. 1-0 in 8 innings. You know, you hear a score like that and you hear the innings pitched. That's going to be over the backstop. Yes, well over the backstop, and on to play a high foul ball. You know, it is graduation season, so tune into Channel 20, which is also a PEGTV affiliation, and you can watch all the local graduations on PEGTV Channel 20. That's Chris McCormick's program director over there. And Bassett will pull the ball foul. I'll tell you what, Bassett put a hook on that thing. She went up just about helmet high and able to pull the ball still. That was pretty nifty by Bassett. But yeah, Chris McCormick, the program director of Channel 20, I think he gets every local high school in the county. And you can, you know, get the graduations and the award ceremony. Oh, just got her. Again, that rise ball has been devastatingly effective. And you know what I missed? I'm sorry about that. I was bending down to get my book. Harrington stole third base and asked for time, and she's given time. I apologize for that. I was reaching down to get my book. So the significance of being over at third base, you say there's 2 outs. Well, a wild pitch, pass ball, a slow grounder, an error, and Harrington can come home to score. There's LaFave up now. She walked in the second and scored Otter Valley's only run. Harrington, like I said, with blistering speed, that puts a lot of pressure on the defense to make the play on the ground ball, knowing that she can get there real quick. Right now she's taking a very good legal lead over there, and they're trying to draw a throw and see if they can get him in a pickle play. And Lefebvre followed off that pitch again. Screwball action. Now, I never had a chance to talk to Pratt, so I'm really not sure what she has in her resume as far as what she can throw. Oh, a little bit of blue sky coming out now. That's nice. So that big dark cloud for the moment has gone south of us. Oh, big pitch. Gets the out. Strands runner at third, and that's 6 strikeouts now for Pratt. Lamoille with the lead going into the 4th. In the middle of the order with Elise Coolbeth, Tristan Goodwin Hicks, and Maisha Dampierre do up. That one kind of slipped away from Pinson. I know we're only in the 4th inning of a 7-inning game. Just kind of the mood and the feel. Otter Valley needing some defensive stops next couple innings. They've given up just 1 run per inning, but they're down 3-1. And the way that, well, that's a mile in the air. Harrington will give way to Bissett, and she'll make the grab. You know what was the best play there? The communications between the two of them. And you can see how, I know you couldn't hear Bissett, but you could see at the point that Harrington relaxed on the play that she had heard Bissett make the call. Now Goodwin Hicks up. She reached on an error. Her only time up and got stranded at third base. 1 strikeout so far in the ball game for Pinson. There's been a couple errors that haven't helped her, and that's a good pitch. There's 7 strikeouts in the ball game for her counterpart, Pratt, or 6 strikeouts, I'm sorry, for Pratt, and she's gaining momentum. And just the way Pratt for Lamoille's pitching, she's starting to get into the heads of the Otter players. And Pinson coming back, doing some nice pitching right there. First inside, then outside, and she'll have 2 strikes on Goodwin Hicks. Dampierre on deck. But yeah, you can't give up a run an inning, obviously, it'd be 7-0, but or 7-1. But they need some stops because a lot of times, oh, great pitch, she'll get the strikeout. Boy, she moved the ball around all over the place that time. 2 down now, nobody on. And Dampierre, where she grounded out but drove in a run, so she had an RBI in her only at bat. She shows bunt, maybe slap, maybe just going to be taken. And she held up on that rise ball, fastball that rose out of the strike zone. Now, sometimes you get a 1-2-3 inning, you kind of make momentum defensively. Hopefully it carries over into your at-bat, the next bottom of the next inning. And 2 balls, no strikes. As again, Pinson missed high. Now the sun back out. Ooh, temperature. Since the start of the game, it's dipped down probably 7 or 8 degrees. That's why I got thinking those thunder shower reports. Probably pretty accurate. That handcuffed Dampierre, and she'll have a 2-1 count. Brandy Wheeler on deck. They'll wind up the pitch, and they'll go to a 3-1 count now. Again, Pinkham is at third. She is tight to the plate. And she is excellent fielder over there. Trombley at short. Delphia at second, and Lefebvre at first. And that'll make it a full count, so a 3-2 count with 2 down and a 3-1 game. Lamoille with the lead, trying to be the spoiler, the Cinderella in the playoffs, as they've taken out number 3 already, 1-0, and they're ahead of number 2, 3-1. And that'll be bing down the first baseline and foul. In case you missed it earlier, there was been a spectator struck viciously with a foul ball down the first baseline, and then, man, I just hope the best for him. Wow. Pinson will get the strikeout. She'll have 3 strikeouts. That's a big one. She'll retire the side in order. And Otter Valley coming up in the bottom of the 4th, looking for some offense. Offensive change for Lamoille as Heather Whitcomb in the center field now, replacing Dampierre. Erin Trombley up. She had a sacrifice bunt. Her only time up. Beautiful job laying it down, and that's going to be, well, I have to wait, see if it's going to be a 9-3. No, it's definitely not going to be a 9-3, and Trombley's going to wait at first base. So Trombley would lead off single to right field. I tell you, it gives you a lot more options getting that leadoff batter on. Sanderson up now. She reached on an error and got stranded at second base back in, I believe, the 2nd inning. Again, it was a good crowd at the quarterfinal game. against Springfield on a Saturday, and I was thinking, well, that was a Saturday game. Probably that's why there were so many people here. Well, no, just as many, about the same size crowd, I would say, at the this weekday game. Sanderson. That's a good pitch. Yeah, right at the knee. Nice pitch for a strike. Trombley over at first. Got a good set of wheels, so speed won't be an issue. There's plenty of it over at first base. And they'll be off the fist and foul. Of course, Trombley, like many of these players, multiple sports, plays a lot of different sports. She's the soccer goalie in the fall. That's how she spends her fall, covering up a huge net in soccer. And Pratt's pitch on the way took a little something off it, and the throw down to first, and Trombley will dive head first back and be safe. She'll ask for time, and Carlton Laird over there at first base will give her time. Now she'll get dusted off and get set. Otter Valley hasn't had a lot of base runners so far in the ball game. Oh, great pitch. And that'll be strikeout number 7 as Sanderson taking strike 3, looking on that outside corner on a nasty pitch that trailed away from the left-hander. Now Chelsea Bruce up. She struck out back in the second. So Bruce, the DP, batting for the pitcher Pinson. And that wind's been gusty all day, and that came inside, and there's the throw down to first, and again Trombley back safe. But I think it was last thing I started. I mean, it's always the crowds, whether I'm at a boys baseball game or a softball game, or when I used to be able to cover field hockey, and Rutland and Otter Valley come up, and just great control on that rise ball. Just the rise ball doing what Pratt wants it to do. She's inducing the batters to go after pitch out of the strike zone. That's off the fist down the first baseline, and it'll be foul for a strike. But no, I mean, everywhere you go, and like I do a lot of MSA basketball, and when they play Otter Valley, big crowds for those games from Otter Valley. But the support, just what a tribute to the whole school and the community up here. And that will become the throw down, and Trombley safe. That'll become strikeout number 8. So back-to-back strikeouts have kind of put a damper on that leadoff single by Trombley. Delphi up now. She walked her only time up. That was back in the second. As I believe, well, other than Rutland going to the semifinals, Otter Valley, the only other local team. No, Pulteney, that's right. Pulteney's made it there. So you start looking around. See, Pulteney's made it to the semifinals. Otter Valley here in the semifinals. Rutland in the semifinals. And a lot of good softball talent right here in our own backyards. That's going to be foul down the first baseline. So Aaron Trombley will let this inning off with the single, go back to first. There are 2 down now on back-to-back strikeouts. 8 for the ball game for Pratt. And she has looked as good as her billing, her reputation. And a throw down to first, and Trombley getting a workout diving back to first base over there. Delphia handles the bat well. She'll look down to third base, get the sign, get set. Oh, that's just nasty stuff. 3 strikeouts. We'll lead to all 3 outs that inning. That's 9 for the ball game. We'll go to the 5th, 3-1. Lamoille with the lead. See some of the Otter Valley fans here cheering their team on. Like I said, there's a lot of them here. So we'll go to the 5th, top of the 5th, and Otter Valley again having a problem with Pratt offensively, trying to handle their pitches. They're going to need some defensive stops here, and they're going to have Brandy Wheeler up. 3 strikeouts in the ball game for Pinson. She had back-to-back strikeouts in the 5th inning. And she's done a good job today pitching. That's going to be foul. Again, Pinkamore there at third base could almost shake hands with the batter right there, as she plays a very aggressive tight corner at third. Wheeler set, shows the bunt, pulls it back, and that'll be off the end of the bat. Foul. 2 strikes very quickly on Wheeler. Like I said, Pinson, a senior, only 4 seniors on this squad, and she's done a good job all year long stepping up to the plate for Otter Valley. And she tried to get the swing just like her counterpart Pratt did, trying to get the pitch up and out of the strike zone, give them a swing at it. And this time they just didn't. The Wheeler just didn't offer at it. That one just got away from her, and it happens. It happens. Otter Valley trying to get back to the championship game, back-to-back years. Last year, they of course won Division II state title. Prior to that, you got to go back a couple years when they made the title game with Taryn Foster as the pitcher. They lost to Linden that year, and that's going to be ripped foul into the first baseline. Again, you can just see that so many people here. And that gentleman that got hit was sitting just about right there. Well, that open spot on the bleacher, actually. And he got clocked, and I hope he's okay. And a good eye, and I believe they worked the count all the way around to, I believe it was a full count, but I can't be sure. I kind of lose track when I get talking. Pinson. Again, not taking a lot of time between pitches. Will be high. That was a full count. That will become a walk. So the leadoff batter, Wheeler, will be on first base. Kilburn up now. She grounded out to the first baseman, LaFave. Then the top of the order, Pratt. Now Pratt's 2 for 2 and scored 2 runs. So Otter Valley going to get together in the circle and discuss assignments and strategies here. As again, Lamoille showing the ability to small ball very well. Not only the ability to put the bunt down, but the base runners on base have to know what to do to make everything work in sync with the bunt. And the base runners have done an outstanding job out there. So the meeting was short, and it's over. And Pinson now facing Kilburn. She'll go to first, get the definite out. They're going to throw across to third, and they got her. They got her out. That's a great play. Kind of a risky play on the part of Lamoille, but a double play. And again, that kind of stuff can ignite your team to the point where it bleeds over into your offense. So they'll get Kilburn on the 1-3 ground out, and then it goes 3-5, so a double play. And I tell you, if you got to face Pratt, you'd rather have her with the bases empty like it is right now. So Otter Valley's defense rising to the occasion right there. You know, Otter Valley just didn't seem set at the start of the ballgame, to be blunt, because a play like we just saw wouldn't have happened at the start of the ballgame. They just weren't there. They weren't at the level yet. Now, later in the ballgame, they're more in sync and comfortable, and they made the play and are aware of what's going on. And that pitch will be high. Yeah, 2 for 2 is Pratt. She has scored 2 runs, and she's been impressive when she gets on base as far as really being aggressive running. To Harrington, on the fly with the grab. Harrington, that's that speed I talked about, and Michaela Harrington with the big play. Well, let's see now what the Otters can do offensively. So just like in the Springfield playoff game, Kristen Jerome's going to come in and pinch hit for Kelsey Poljasic. Then Poljasic will re-enter in right field defensively. Jerome in the Springfield game, when she pinch hit, got a base hit for the Otters. A lot of different pitching though here today. Poljasic had only been up once. She was 0 for 1. And that pitch right there. Pratt has been quick. She's been in control. She's looked very confident. And she's got a live ball out there. I mean, that thing's moving just like that. And again, it's easy to say, well, you know, if they just laid out that pitch, they're on the strike zone. Well, that's a lot easier said than done. Just missed low. Looked like it was a tad bit below the knee. You see the double peace sign by the home base umpire. It means it's 2-2 the count. 9 strikeouts for Pratt. And a full count now. Top of the order, Pinkham on deck. Jerome at the plate, and Pratt. See the signs flashed, and off the fist. That's a good job with 2 strikes by Jerome fighting off that pitch. Whitcomb, the only defensive change so far in the ball game for Lamoille. Actually, she was the only sub on the whole bench, so that's it. Tried a little change of speed, and now we'll see if they'll come back with Poljasic as a courtesy runner. That's what they did against Springfield. That was a great at bat by Jerome as she worked that for a walk. And yeah, Poljasic now going to come in, or is that Davignon? I don't see a knee brace. I'm going to think it's Davignon over there. Otter Valley running out of outs, so it's in the 5th, scheduled for 7. They need some runs, and I'll get the number of the pinch runner. I don't usually Poljasic has a neoprene knee brace, and I don't see that on the pinch runner right now, so I believe it's Davignon over there. Pinkham 0 for 2, and she's got to find a way to battle Pratt here and move that runner along. Right now, Pratt just a tough person to bunt off with that rise ball. Now, and see if that's what she's going to throw here. No, she went right down the pipe with a heater, and no, that's Puljasic over there. So Puljasic re-entered the ball game for Jerome, who pinch hit for Puljasic. I tell you, beautiful bunt's going to get the job done. To throw to first, they'll get the out, but the runner will go to second. That's Puljasic right there. So a nice sacrifice bunt by Pinkham, and first out of the inning, Harrington up. She had a double her last time up. Again, Puljasic can run very well, so you got to figure on a base hit here. There's a good possibility that she could score from second. I'm trying to paint the outside corner. As far as Pratt, the pitcher, she hasn't really fooled around a lot with the corner. She's just gone aggressively after the batter, just attacking the batters with that rise ball. Took a little something off the pitch, and not so much a strike as Harrington kind of waved at it. It'll be a 1-1 count now. That's kind of nasty to throw in there, a changeup like that. And there it is, the rise ball. So 2 strikes on Harrington. And then the long look down to third base. Head coach, Patty Candon. Miranda Bassett on deck. So again, with a base runner in scoring position, the Otters, I feel, right where they want to be in the order. That's going to be fouled off. Tell you what, Harrington, I don't know if you could tell that time or not, she really shortened up her swing. Choked up on the bat a tad and really shortened her swing up. And the Otters trying to rally here in the 5th. And that's a great eye. That's a tough pitch to lay off from, but she will lay off from that for a ball. 2-2 the count to the number 2 batter in the order, Michaela Harrington. Another senior out there, Harrington is. Pratt in that windup. And that's got a chance. That's going to be a gapper, and that's going to score a run. And Harrington could have a triple out of this. She's going to put the brakes on abruptly. You can see Puljasic scoring behind her. So back-to-back triples by Harrington. Doing just what you would expect from a leader, a senior leader like that. And that keeps her also in scoring position now. Bassett up. She is 0 for 2 today. And a 3-2 game now. So Harrington with a couple of doubles. And she's been hitting the ball well out of that number 2 spot. Like I said, she's got the speed. She can handle the bat. She's a good bunter, she's a good slapper, but she can hit with power. I did a game here and I just can't think of who it was against. She had a home run. That's going to be playable on the infield, and it'll be caught, and Harrington will scrat her back and get to second base again. So a big out right there because the ball stayed on the infield and they weren't able to move the runner up. And that grab over there by Brandy Wheeler is a nice catch. Now Michelle Lefebvre up. Well, I guess if you needed a clutch batter up with 2 down and a runner in scoring position and tying run in scoring position, I'd pick Lefebvre off that lineup, a senior, 4-year varsity softball player. I don't want to put any extra pressure on her, but that's who I'd pick. If I had to put somebody out there in that scoring position, it'd be Harrington with those wheels of hers, and that'll be a foul ball beat straight down. And again, Pratt, I started to say, for generating so much power in her pitches, she has a very compact delivery. They've already had one big upset. Lamoille beating Middlebury, trying to knock out the number 2 seed Otter Valley today. And it's going to be right back to Pratt. She'll throw to first, but the Otters cut the lead to 1. We'll go to the 6th, 3-2 Lamoille in semifinal action on Munger Vision. Falls back on Otter Valley defense to hold Lamoille here. Otter Valley surrendering a run in each of the first 3 innings, able to shut out Lamoille in the 4th and in the 5th. You're looking at the 2-3-4 batters, Peavy, Still, and Emery. This is Peavy at the plate. Ball tipped, caught, strike 2. If you want to play what ifs, now that they've been able to retire Pratt for the first time today of Lamoille, if they stay close to business at hand here, Otter Valley, if they have a 1-2-3 or a 1-2-3-4 inning, they could finish out the ball game, the 6th and the 7th, and not face Pratt again. And if you look at Otter Valley on the flip side offensively, by the 7th, they can come back around to Harrington again, who's been their best hitter today. Otter Valley down 1, 3-2, and it's been a tense pick your fingernails, get all nervous type of ball game. Don't want to give that leadoff batter a free pass, and that's going to be inside for a ball. Getting Pinkham down at third, Trombley at short, Delphia at second, and Lefebvre, of course, over at first. And the pitch from Pinson will be a walk. It was close, but it was definitely high, and that'll be a leadoff walk. Otter Valley has turned a couple double plays in the ball game. Kaylee's still up now. She's 0 for 2. Last time up, she hit the ball to right field and thought it was going to be a single, but then Poljasic able to throw her out at first base on that 9-3 putout. 9-3 assist, whatever you want to call it. There's a strike, and Sanderson coming up, thinking about throwing down the first, held on to the ball. The catcher, Emery, on deck. Again, Lamoille, the number 6 seed, already defeated number 3 Middlebury. Safe at first. And lead here, 3-2 over number 2 Otter Valley. Linden, of course, coming out of this Division II bracket with the number 1 seed. That's on the infield, and oh, nobody talked, and they're going to reach over and tag the bag as Talia Harrington had a shot at it. She's a center fielder. She almost caught that at second base, so not quite the way they drew it up, but they'll get the leadoff runner out at second. And Harrington tying her shoe now. And Emery up, like I said, 0 for 2, and she's hit into a double play. Very important that they're able to recover off that fly ball. And what it was there is just lack of communication. That's going to be picked up, and got her! What a play by Harrington! I'll tell you, speed will get you. She came in from center field, scooped the ball up, and got her out at second base. That is one of the best plays I've seen all season. Not as good as Griswold at West Rutland, fielding the shot up the middle behind her back with the ball on that trickery play, but that's a great hustle play. Force out 8-4. How often do you see that? Now Coolbeth up with a runner at first and 2 down. Talia Harrington single-handedly trying to keep her team in this ball game, being a senior and being part of that championship team last year. She does not want this to be her final softball game here at Otter Valley. Just having a tremendous ball game is Harrington. And that wind will take that, and they'll definitely be blowing back out. Very strong, gusty winds. There's Harrington. I mean, she's pacing around out here. She's like a panther prowling around. She's intense. She's focused. And you just see what a good athlete she is. Not only physically, but between the ears. All good pitch by Pinson. There's the throw down to first, and Lefebvre applying the tag, and then time given to the base runner down there. Did I mention that it's Goodwin Hicks at the plate? Because it isn't. It's Coolbeth at the plate. That's why I didn't mention it the other way. So with 2 down, Otter Valley trying to get out of the 6th without giving up a run here. And that'll be out of play. Right, see the flag? That's an okay indication of the wind, but it gets stronger than that at certain spells of the ball game. At least the sun has come back out. It got dark and scary there for a while. All got a good game today, semifinals. Reaches out and will poke it foul. Yeah, behind the stands over at first base. So Pinson battling hard here with Coolbeth. And the senior righty firing away. Got the strikeout at a crucial time. Great plays in the field defensively and good job in the circle by Pinson. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. Otters down 1. Trombley at the plate had a single her last time up. Said the Otters shutting down Lamoille the last 3 innings after giving up a run in each of the first 3. And again, I just didn't think they were ready in that first inning. I'm not saying it's like anybody's fault. They just were. There was so much high energy coming off the Lamoille team that I don't believe she held up. I'm waiting to see. And a strike called. Yeah, I think she went. 3-2 in the 6th, scheduled for 7. Sanderson on deck, and then Bruce to follow. That's the 3 due up here in the bottom of the 6th. Munger Vision bringing the semifinal game. And that could be out of play. Yes, it will be out of play. Tell you, that first baseline's been a dangerous place to sit today. I'm glad I'm out here in center field. So with 2 strikes now, we'll see Trombley buckle down and get tough defending the plate. Even with 2 strikes, never discount the bunt. And again, she'll fight it off, and it'll be into the stands. That's pretty mellow. The shot that hurt the spectator was just like shot out of a cannon. I mean, no time to react at all. So Trombley settling in, and good job. That's the rise ball. This time she was able to catch up to it. Actually, and she adjusted her swing up high and able to fall it off. But you got to go up there like a revolver cocked, waiting for that rise ball, because it's getting there in a whole lot of quickness. Took a little something off the pitch. It was the right idea. She just held on to the release point a little bit too long, and it'll be a ball. Trombley leading things off here in the 6th. Otter Valley, the number 2 seed. And Lamoille, the number 6 seed. Oh, right down the pipe, got her. Strikeout number 10. Looking as Trombley able to battle there for a while, but Sanderson up now. She reached on an air and she has struck out. But every year, no matter what, softball, baseball, what division, there's always that one team that nobody pays much attention to during the regular season. They don't have like a brilliant record. And they somehow come playoff time, they find momentum, or they find their pitcher finds their groove, and they're Cinderella. And I think Lamoille trying to put that slipper on here today, get to the championship game from number 6 spot. They come in with a .500 record at 9-9. That last pitch called a strike. It has been a very well umpired baseball or softball game today. That's going to be back to the pitcher, Pratt. She'll field it, throw it, and there's the out. So 2 down here in the 6th for Otter Valley. And now Chelsea Bruce up. She is 0 for 2 today as the DP. Glad I brought my jacket. It is cool, and the wind is blowing pretty good. And Otter Valley has struck out 10 times today, and that's been right there the most effective pitch of the afternoon for Kylie Pratt. That's going to be inside, obviously a ball. Oh, and in high school softball, if you've got a power pitcher, you've got 80% of the game right there. That's the changeup she'll miss with. Of course, it's easy to sit here and say, you know, they're swinging a lot of pitches out of the strike zone. That's not even worth saying. I mean, this is a good pitcher. And that's going to be down first base, foul back in the bleacher area again. Oh, there's no way the gentleman that got hit with the line drive is not injured. I mean, it's just a matter of how severe the injury was. So Pratt into the windup, the windmill, and the pitch off the fist. Will it be just in the right spot? They got a chance, and safe at first is the call. Good hustle down the line by Bruce as she motored it down the line. And yeah, you see her shaking her hand. She got that right off the fist. And that's just hustle. That's just pure hustle. So an infield single. That's one of those balls hit at the right spot, the right pace, in the right place. Now Delphi up. She's walked and struck out, so officially 0 for 1 today. 2 outs, runner at first. Did they bring in the courtesy runner? I'm looking over there. They did, and I believe it's Costa, number 2. I'm just looking for the jersey number. Yes, it's number 2 Costa in there at the courtesy runner spot. So get a little more speed on the bases. Delphia is set now as the umpire done his book work with the change here at first base. And good pitch. She has a screwball action on that. I don't know if she throws that screwball, but she hasn't thrown an inside pitch that often today. That's going to be a foul ball. 0-2 very quickly in the count. Unless they get Costa out on a steal attempt here, Harrington will come up in the 7th for Otter Valley. That was quick work. We'll go to the 7th. Otter's down by 1. Winner will go on to the finals. Well, they need to stop them here in the top of the 7th to come up in the bottom of the 7th, down just 1. I'm talking about Otter Valley. There's a bunt attempt and a strike. Pinson's been strong in the circle. She gave up a run in the 1st, a run in the 2nd, a run in the 3rd, and she's thrown goose eggs since then. This is Goodwin Hicks at the plate, and then Whitcomb. And that's going to be foul. You can see Pinkham all the way over from 3rd will pick the ball up on the first baseline, hand the ball back to the pitcher, Pinson. I just want to make a note in my book that Dan Pierre listed next, but it will be Whitcomb. Good pitch right there for a strike. Strike out, actually, so that's out number 1 of the 7th. And that's the 5th strikeout by Pinson. She settled down. Actually, her defense settled down nicely behind her from the 4th inning on. Now Whitcomb up for the first time. And that's going to be caught by Delphia. So 2 quick outs. So the Otter defense doing their job right now. 2 outs here in the 7th. And Delphia covering a lot of ground there. You see she's got good range at second base. First year she's played second. Now Brandy Wheeler up. And that time the fastball a little bit high, and a good job by Wheeler not taking the swing. Wheeler was part of a double play her last time up. And that time she just got overpowered by the fastball. 1-1 to count. Here in the 7th. It was scheduled for 7. We've made it to the top of the 7th. Otter Valley down 3-2. Foul ball. 2 strikes now on Wheeler, and Pinson with 5 strikeouts in the ball game. They said the senior right-handers pitched very well today. It was some early inning mistakes defensively that got Otter Valley in the hole. And they'll be down and foul down the first baseline. So Otter Valley looking for a return trip back to Poultney. That's where the high school championships are played in softball. Going to need some bottom of the 7th magic though. And oh boy. That was a tight one to take. I thought she had her, but it dipped down a little bit too low, and it'll be called a ball. I'll tell you, with 2 strikes, that's a tough one as a batter to watch go by. Pinson fires, and she'll get the strikeout. 6 strikeouts for Pinson in Otter Valley, coming up in the bottom of the 7th with just 3 outs to work with, needing 1 to tie it and 2 to win it. And T says, if you like drama, tune in to PEGTV. We got it right here. Jerome up. She's going to head for Puljasic. And last time she did this, she drew a walk. And then Puljasic came back in at the running and scored. And that was in the 5th. And there's a strike called. Pratt with 11 strikeouts in the ball game has been dominant out there in the circle for Lamoille. The number 6 seed looking for another upset in the playoffs. And that'll be quickly an 0-2 count. Top of the order, Pinkham on deck, and then Harrington batting 3rd this inning. Harrington with 2 doubles in the ball game. And that's going to be caught in foul territory for the out. So on good hustle play over there at first base by Coolbeth, and that will retire the leadoff batter. Now top of the order, Pinkham. Last time up, she had laid down a sacrifice bunt. Pinkham looking to get on base for the first time today, and it couldn't come at a better spot than right here. Going after that rise ball, falls it down the first baseline, strike 1. Otter Valley, what's at stake? A trip back to the finals. They're the number 2 seed, taking on number 6 Lamoille. And oh, she couldn't hold up. She went after it. Yeah, tough pitch to bunt, that screwball down and in. So Pinkham at 0-2 with that long look down to Coach Camden. Could be her last bat of the season right here. She'll skip back, and that pitch busting too far inside, and they're seeing if she went, and they'll peel it to first base, and it's called no swing, called a ball. Hey, there's a good try to get the call. Yeah, that ball getting there in a real hurry. And she fouled it off. Foul ball. You can very clearly, first you could see it, but the umpire took charge and very clearly called it a foul ball. Great job by Pinkham with 2 strikes in a pressure-packed situation. And they're checking with the catcher because that foul went off her leg and she's okay. Pratt looking for an even dozen strikeouts right here. And Pinkham staying right on the pitch. Well, again, 2 strikes. That is tough at bat right here for Pinkham. Michaela Harrington on deck for the Otters. So Pinkham settles in and the pitch on the way. Got her right down the pipe. Strikeout number 12 and just 1 out away from pulling off back-to-back upsets. They would have taken out the number 3 seed and number 2 seed. Harrington today, 2 for 3 with 2 doubles and an RBI. Coach Cannon having a long talk with her senior center fielder. Oh, and a hug. This is very emotional. Pinkham just had a good at bat, just couldn't get the job done against a very tough pitcher. And you don't think there's heart and soul and blood, sweat, and tears in this Otter Valley softball team in this season? That was quite the scene right there. So last year's state champions down to their final out. 12 strikeouts for Pratt. And a strike called outside corner. I'll tell you couldn't write a movie script any better. I mean, this is the person you'd want up right here. A senior who's just played her heart out today. Made tremendous plays defensively and offensively. Strike 2, same spot, same results. That's great pitching. They had gone exclusively to that high fastball or rise ball, if you want to call it that. And this time she goes outside corner twice for the win, for the upset, for 13 strikeouts in the ballgame. Pratt looks, there's the sign. It's going to be an outside pitch, and it'll slip out of her hand. It'll be a ball. Well, you can see the location given by the catcher. So 2 balls, 1 strike, and we'll just build up the tension one more time as we ratchet it up. And she'll get a piece of a quick bat down there by Harrington, and she'll, again, with 2 strikes, able to make contact and stay alive. Craig Bennett's going to do a little housework as he'll dust off the plate. You can see Pratt in the foreground in the circle doing a little hopping. I don't think she's cold. I think that's adrenaline pumping through her right now. So for a trip to the finals, the pitch on the way, went change up, and no. You could see the fan behind start to ring her up, and then he realized it was high. I'll tell you what, that is a heck of a place to throw the change up, and a heck of a job by Harrington not to commit to it. Bobbled around, they'll throw to first, and she's safe! Harrington made contact. There was pressure on the defense, and now the freshman Bassett up. So that's an E4. Harrington on base 3 for 4 times today, and Bassett up. They'll have a meeting in the circle. So the tying run at first base, the winning run at home, and you can see with the meeting going on in the circle, the very senior, very veteran, very experienced coach talking to her freshman back there. I don't think senior is the word I wanted. I want Coach Canton cranking on me. We're about the same age. Harrington able to, of course, with her speed, once the ball was bobbled, I thought for sure she was going to be there, and she was. Bassett will face, well, it looked to me like a changeup. It had a little change of pace on it, and she committed to it, strike 1. 12 strikeouts in the ballgame for Pratt, number 19 with her back to you. She's looking to close it out. Otter Valley with a tying run at first. We're in the 7th. Winner will go to the championship game. That's fouled off, and very quickly. And again, you see the different spots. The last pitch was the pitch before that was a rise ball. That was the inside pitch, like a screwball. Now, I'm not saying that's what she's throwing. That's the reactions the ball has. So with 2 strikes, again, Pratt will take a little walk and compose herself, looking for 13 strikeouts, the win, the upset, and going to Polteny for the finals. She got it on the pitch up around the helmet, and Pratt with 13 strikeouts will end Otter Valley's opportunity to defend their title. And Harrington at second base walking in. Oh, it hurts. It hurts a lot. But a great season by the Otters, a great effort by Lamoille. They will go on to the title game. Congratulations to all the seniors on the Otter Valley side. The beauty of the sport is you get the memory of last year's championship, but you get to get up tomorrow morning and keep living life. So a great season by the Otters, a great effort by Lamoille. 3-2, Lamoille with the win. They'll upset Otter Valley. And it was a blast to cover the Otters. I appreciate them letting me do this, but good luck to Lamoille.